Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to another thrilling prog review. And if you're stupid and can't read, then how did you find this video? But you would have read the title. And you know that this is about Marillion's 19th album. An hour before it's dark. I should put up the album artwork. That one. That one there. Or as I'm calling it, the Rainbow Rectum album. Once you see it, you can never unsee it. No, the Iridescent Arsehole album. They've given up trying with their artwork now. But it's again, it goes in with the worthiness of the music. We have the rainbow. Everything is rainbows these days. Rainbows. We must have rainbow. Floyd did it first. But yeah, it's a circle. It's inclusive. It's rainbows. And the black mark is that last hour before you die. You know, because that's what it means. That's what it's all about. So I say it's their most optimistic album. Hey, anyway, I must put a disclaimer up, for there will be many, many stupid people, many of them Marillion fans, who will watch this and get all harumphy and upset and go, harumph, harumph, this didn't chime in with my view of the album. Yeah, that's what a review is. And they may feel the rage inside them rising, and they may type things in the comments like, why did you buy this if you didn't like it? Well, I didn't buy it. You know, why review it if you didn't like it? Again, you don't understand what a review is. Are you even a fan? Again, you don't understand what being a fan is. For those people, please click away now, for I do not want to distress you. I do not want to cause you any upset or harm to your mental well-being. For I'm caring, sharing, Darren. I care about you. I don't want to upset you. But for the rest of you, who are adults and of sound mind, we shall continue. Yes, Marillion. Following on from Fuck Everyone and Run, which was out in, God, when was it? It seems like such a long time ago now. It's 2016. Crikey. So, yeah, it was a long time ago, wasn't it? It was a long time ago. But it also doesn't feel that long time ago. You know, it's funny that. But this is one of the longest, I think it's one of the longest gaps between albums for them. I mean, even though they've been putting out stuff in between, you know, live albums and doing gigs and whatnot, I think it's the longest gap between records. And I've always thought that would be a good thing, but I don't know if this is a good thing. I didn't care much for Fuck Everyone Run, but after hearing this, I'm beginning to think, on a musical level, that's the superior album. But Marillion are like, they've become, you know, oh, that album was political, wasn't it? This one's more, well, it's still political in a way, but it's you see it a lot with a lot of artists these days, and this is my main issue. Is what I see is, you know, being worthy, and they've got their list of worthy points that they have, and they have to tick the boxes. So we're going to do environmentalism. We're going to talk about, you know, the COVID. We're going to do, you know, all the issues that are affecting us now, because it's not like a rock band has ever solved the world's problems. Say, remember Live Aid? Remember how we were going to solve, you know, poverty in Africa? Do you remember? And that worked, didn't it? That really worked. So, you know, maybe it's just my age. Maybe that's it. I think I'm just old. I'm old and cynical and tired of all this nonsense. Being in a rock band doesn't give you the right to dictate anything, because guess what? You are the cause of the problem. First track, Be Hard on Yourself, is about, well, it's about the it's about the environment, isn't it? It's about the environment. Yeah. We've already done that with do you remember Season's End back in '89? Do you remember that? I mean, again, crikey, as a kid, we was talking about saving the environment. We still haven't saved it, but we have a rock band. They'll tell us that we need to save the world. I mean, we've got to remember. I wonder how many air miles the combined members of Marillion have racked up over the years. I wonder how many tons of carbon dioxide they've pumped into the air, taking their brand of musical entertainment to their fans. I wonder how much of the planet they've destroyed on their mission to, preach. Again, it's the hypocrisy of it all, really, that I have an issue with. And I think they should acknowledge it. I think it's about time these rock bands actually said, guess what? We did it. We are the cause. We did it. We spread the virus with our tours. We ripped a hole in the ozone layer with our use of hairspray in the 80s. Mind you, Mark Kelly suffered. He doesn't have to worry with that now, does he? He doesn't suffer that problem. I'm being mean. But you know what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying. And so, yeah, it's a very word. And we shouldn't buy things. We shouldn't buy things. We don't need all those things. And that's why I didn't buy this album. Because I thought, no, I'm going to save the environment and I'm going to stream it instead. I'm going to stream it instead, and I'm not going to buy it with the polycarbonate in the CDs and the vinyl and the paper and the print and the cellophane wrapper. There's dolphins. Did you know there are dolphins in the ocean choking on the cellophane from discarded Marillion albums? Did you know that? Did you know that? Aren't you aware that you're killing the planet with your love of Marillion? But that's not in. That's not in. None of that is actually mentioned in this song. Be hard on yourself. Don't buy another Marillion album. It should be there, But they're talking about Monkey wants a new toy. Monkey wants a new album. Don't buy it. Don't buy Marillion. Buy the record, because we want to get into the chart, and then we can crow about that. Even though we only need to sell, about 5,000 records these days to actually make it into the top 10. But hey, let's all pat ourselves on the back. Everything's wonderful, but we're all going to die. And that's kind of the theme of the album. And again, oh boy, okay, we know this. We've done the, consumption. He has the most toys. I'm sure we've done, again, it's that constant repetition. Let's say it again. And then, musically, it's all right. But it's a very stodgy album. Very stodgy, very, very stodgy. This takes us on to Reprogram the Gene. Opens with the sound of children playing and the immortal lines, I don't want to be a boy, I don't want to be a girl. Well, that's gender ideology scraped off the list. We've tackled that one. And again, some of this stuff is so on the nose. I don't know whether they're taking the piss or not. I really don't. It is just so, do they believe all this stuff? Does this come from a place of belief, or are they actually making some sort of wry comment on the gender politics and the environmentalism that's going on, and the work? Maybe they're just making it. Maybe they're taking the piss, because it is just so on the nose. I've seen the future. It ain't orange, it's green. I've been listening to Greta T. What a great. Now, again, are they taking the... I don't know if they mean this or if it's actually taking the piss. Because, again, it's buzzwords. It's buzzwordery, It could be that Steve Hogarth, I assume he wrote the lyrics, is just being really... I like to think he's being clever, and he doesn't actually mean any of this. He's just commenting on what's happening. It's the buzzwords at the time. And if that is his intention, then this is a fucking great song. But if it isn't, if he actually means what he's writing here, then... then it's the most. I don't know what they mean anymore. They can't mean all this, can they? So I'm like, it's just, my brain hurts. The cure is the disease. Don't want a fever, don't want a flood. I want to be the thing you love. And again, the cure, is there a cure for us? Is there a cure for humanity? Well, again, one thing they don't mention, again, maybe they do kind of hint at it, is overpopulation. The reason that we have all this consumption is because there's too many of us. But they need more people to buy more records to, keep them in the life that they're used to. Is this the life you really want? Yes, it is. I'm going to be a friend of the earth. Let's all be friends of the earth. Let's all be friends. It's a nice sentiment. But don't be a rock band. Don't jet around the world. And don't make records. Don't make physical product that ends up in landfill. Don't be a hypocrite. I've got to say it. I've got to call it out. I have to. I don't want to, but it kind of goes back to U2 and Bono hiring a plane to take his pork pie hat to a gig because he left his hat behind. It's that kind of mentality we're talking about here, And I get it. We've been here. We've done it. I get it. I totally get it. Only a Kiss is a short instrumental piece which leads into Murder Machines. I've already covered this before. It's about the COVID thing. It's about it's about viruses, and I put my arms around them and I killed them with love. And it's like, yeah, great, fantastic. What about the people who did that? What about the people who didn't know? I'd have loved that song to come out in the 80s when the AIDS was around. I think Marillion would have been tarred and feathered. You know what I'm saying? Again, it's that. Are we pointing the blame at it? Are we pointing out is it being sympathetic? Is it? Again, I don't understand the intention. Maybe that's the deliberate. Maybe the ambiguity is deliberate, or maybe I'm just reading it wrong. Maybe I've just got to the point where, But whatever it is, I don't feel comfortable with it. I don't feel comfortable with it. The Crow and the Nightingale. It's all right. It doesn't annoy me. It doesn't annoy me. But I think some of the imagery is a bit clunky. Who's the crow? I guess Hogarth's the crow and the nightingale is his love. It's a bit clunky. But then we come to the last two tracks. I'm going to skip ahead because it's not all bad. It didn't annoy all of me. It only annoyed me. Sierra Leone is, again, these songs are pretty long. I haven't touched on that. These are kind of like, all of them are like touching like 10 minutes. These are quite big songs, and the last two songs alone are like 25 minutes between them. It's 10 and 15, I think. And Sierra Leone is, they're going there. It's about geopolitics, and it's about blood diamonds and kids in the dirt, And I think that's in terms of worthiness, I think it's a worthy song because, it's not been touched on before. And so, let's cover it. And it's a good song, and it's Marillion doing what Marillion do. It's got that cinematic, it's got that vista that we expect. It's got, quiet moments, and it builds to... It feels like it's going somewhere, where Murder Machines, Reprogram the Gene Behind Yourself all seem to be at one overwrought level, one kind of speed, whereas at least, again, you get it with the Crown and Nightingales too. There's a bit of, bit more like traditional Marillion arrangement going on. Whereas Fuck Everyone and Run, they played with almost a different tonal palette. You had more like acoustic guitar and things like that. This, it seems to be all the one kind of flavour in terms of, whereas but with Sierra Leone and Care, they bring more of their musical toys out, and I think Sierra Leone's, I liked it, I enjoyed it, I thought it was a good song, and it's about what's going on. I think it's if we're doing worthies, this is worthy, but get my approval. There you go. And I thought it was a good song. I liked it. And in Care, which again, I think they dropped the ball on this one. It should have just been called An Hour Before It's Dark, because that is, that his refrain works through it. You also hear it, I think, on Be Hard to Yourself. I think it's in the last lyric of that. Care is it's about getting old. It's about bits of you dropping off. It's about carrying on. And that hour before it's dark is, that last phase before you shuffle off this mortal coil. And again, as somebody in the last year who's suffered with his, I've been suffering the last few years with my health, it chimes in, and so I think, this is it. This is the sandpit in which I want to play. I like this. You're talking to me. I get it. Again, the other songs, I don't. because I'm like a good guy. I don't drive, I'm fairly environmental. I put everything in the right bag and bin and everything, and I try not to over-consume. He says, ignore that, ignore all the guitars. We can repurpose, we can burn them for fuel. Um, I try and be a good boy, but I don't see me as the problem. I see me as I'm green. I don't fly around the world. Last time I was on a plane was 16 years ago. That's pretty good going, isn't it? So I think my carbon footprint's pretty small, but yeah, care should have been called. It should have been the title track, I think, because it's about They says they test me once a year. They test me twice a year. Listen to this album. What, with my feet? Still got to book me foot appointment. I get my feet checked twice a year just in case they fall off. So yeah, this talks to me about taking the drugs and everything. Because I'm on pills for my nerves. That's an oblique reference. I wonder if anyone's going to get that one. I'm on pills for me type 2 diabetes, which I think was caused by COVID. I'm working on the theory that COVID causes type 2 diabetes, or diabetes in general. I think it affects the pancreas and insulin production. And I think we're going to see a lot more of that because, like I said, I'm fairly clean living. Don't drink, don't smoke. What do you do? Don't drink, don't smoke. What do you do? Subtle innuendo follows. There must be something inside. I went all adamant then. Get on with the review. No, I'm not going to get on with the review. It's about getting old. It's about trying to keep yourself together, holding on to life. And again, I think that theme runs through the album, holding on to something, the possessions, that sense of self, that sense of, the planet belonging to us, and instead of us being like fleas on the dog's back, I think that's, again, they should have used that that imagery would have been good. I should write a lyric like that. See, the good thing about this record is it must be a good record in a way because it makes me want to write better songs than Marillion. You see, it makes me want to write some of my own songs again, vocal songs. Don't forget, listen to L by Darren Locke. I'll put a link in the description. If you've got a problem with me, go and listen to my record. I had it out last year, 50 years of Darren Locke. L, subtle that. Go and listen to that because that covers life, death, and everything in between. So like getting old, bits falling off. I've done that, but my music's a bit more varied. It's not all stodgy like this. But yeah, I kind of like this song. I thought it was. I thought it came from the right place, and again, it references all the other songs. It ties the whole album together, and again, I think it should be called An Hour Before It's Dark. That's my big criticism of this, and I thought this was a bit better, and it brings the whole album. It brings the whole album together. Again, it references all the other songs. It wraps up the album in a nice little bow, right? As an album, it works. Again, even though I've criticised it, they've done a very good job, a very conscious job of making it a complete thing. It's more kind of what they did with "Fuck Everyone Has Run," but I didn't really take to it. I couldn't take to it again. Like I said, part of me really, I don't lyrically, thematically, I just feel like we're saving the world. We've been there, we've done that. Nothing's changed. Nothing's happening. Whereas this final, it's a bit more, brings everything together. I thought it was a better song. I thought, like I said, the last two songs I thought were really good. But it took me, crikey, how long? Half the album to get there. It's 54 minutes. It's not as long as "Fuck Everyone Has Run." So that's a good thing. I think if they'd dropped "Crowing the Nightingale," I think it would have been a bit tighter. I don't know. That one didn't gel for me. Even though I didn't like, the previous. I wasn't a big fan of the previous songs. Murder Machines, Reprogram the Dream, Party Yourself. They're kind of essential to that Care song because that Care song references, all of that. Exophoric references. It refers out of itself back to other songs. yeah, so I've got to do a summation of it. I can see why people really like it, because they're stupid and they're stupid fans. Musically, it lacks the scope of Fear, Fuck Everyone and Run, because they do seem to be operating from the similar tonal palette. When they do decide to stretch their legs, it's in the last 15 minutes. Sierra Leone Care. Care sounds a bit, again, it kind of harks back to Anarachnophobia. Some of the production, like sound choices on that. But yeah, it's Marillion doing what Marillion do. I think it's again, it's certainly stronger than some of their previous records. You know, crikey! I mean, they had a real again, this is my personal opinion. I still think Marbles is the peak. You know, from Afraid of Sunlight to Marbles, that's their peak in this latter phase of their career. You know, Somewhere Else, Happiness is the Road, Sounds That Can't Be Made. Again, I didn't really care much for Somewhere Else. Happiness is the Road is a bit, again, it's a double album, and it's like, why? So yeah, in terms of the last 1, 2, 3, 4 albums, I think it seems to be the most complete. Even though I don't agree with a lot of the sentiment, I think as a concept, not a concept album, but as an album that, like I said, is self-contained, thematically linked, I think it works. Musically, it's a little bit, but for the fans, it's got the Rothery guitar things. The Mark Kelly's not. There's no synth solos, are there really? It's Rothery doing all the heavy lifting. Travaris is just doing what he does. He's a great bass player, and so Mosley just does what Mosley does. They're a really good unit. And yeah, Hogarth's voice is still fantastic. He can still get me. That's the thing. I just think all the environmentalism stuff and all the worthy tick a box. It feels like a checkbox thing. And I think this could have been a really great album if they'd have, I don't know, maybe repurposed the lyrics, or maybe, like I said, maybe I'm reading it wrong. Maybe they're taking the piss with Reprogram the Gene. Be hard on yourself. Maybe they're actually taking the piss, and it's like done in an ironic, post-ironic kind of way. We don't really mean it, but this is what everyone else is saying. I don't know. Maybe they were just cleverer than me. Everyone's cleverer than me. I can admit that. But that's my opinion of this record. And people are going, I've sat here for 23 minutes listening to this bald-headed cunt go on about a record he doesn't like. It kept me. I've listened to it a few times. It kept me. It's not like the other one. It's not like Fuck Everyone and Run, where I just found that so hard to get through. It intrigues me. It intrigues me. Again, it's like a puzzle. Do they really mean all this stuff? Or are they being a little bit, playful, being playful with it? And again, you do have to address the whole hypocrisy of the rock musician dictating how to live our lives. Again, how much coke has gone up their noses, and how good was that for the environment back in the day, eh? This is what I mean. If you think about the musician telling you how to live your life, maybe music's the only thing you've got. Maybe you're a bit like me, and music is my blood. It's what makes me pump. You just think, why are you having a go at me? I just buy the records, man. I didn't buy this one because I'm saving the environment. Saving the environment. There's Marillion up there. Look, there's Marillion. Anyway, thank you for watching. I'm sorry I've bored you. But if I'm going to go in, I'm going to go in. Well, I didn't go in dry. I went in all lubed up. I think I was thorough. Every orifice was explored of the Rainbow Rectum album, the Iridescent Arsehole. You could have done better with the sleeve. I know you're trying to do like iconic artwork, but come on, that's just lazy, isn't it? Kid could have done that. Kid could have done that. Anyway, thanks for watching. My name's been Darren. Look, I've been talking about, this is where it's all clever, look, An Hour Before It's Dark, or as I like to call it, the Rainbow Rectum album, which is the 19th studio album from Marillion. And of course, we all know that they're better since Fish left. Just to annoy the Fish fans out there. At least Hogarth can still sing. At least he took care of his voice. And I love him for that. Not like the other one. Still banned from his gigs. Still banned from his gigs. I wonder if he'll ever relent and let me attend his concerts. I don't know. Like I'd ever do that. Got to get that in as well, because it's almost become a trope, isn't it, really? God, I'm beginning to fucking repeat myself. Fuck me. Jesus Christ. What the fucking hell's going wrong here? So, yeah, what do you think? I'll pretend to be interested. What do you think? Is it a better album than the previous one? Have they found a new level of understanding of the world? Have they been listening to too much Greta T? A young girl with autism who's been exploited by many people. That's how I call it. She was just a child, and you've got the feeling that a whole campaign exploited a child with autism. Vulnerable kid. Now she's an adult. Now she's legal. Oh, you're not allowed to say that because people get upset. I mean legal, like she can vote, not because there were people going on about, There's somebody said about, now when she finds boys. Or was that me? I don't know. I can't remember. Terrible man. Anyway, listen to Greta T. Let's save the world before we destroy it. It's not going to happen. People love their cars too much, and I'm sure all of Marillion walked to their studio space, didn't they? They all walked, and they've got a little treadmill which Mark Kelly runs on to power the entire studio. That's why he's so lean, because that's why he doesn't do any solos anymore, because he can't run, power the studio, and do a solo. He gets out of breath. Come on, you've got to give him some slack. Yeah, because Marillion, they're going to save the world. We care a lot. By Faith No More. Listen to that. That's the way to do it. We care a lot. And with that, I love that song so much, and it seems so prescient now, because everyone's got to be more worthy than the last person. Everyone's got to be more worthy than the last. I'm one worthiness away from being a saint, they say. I'm not. I'm a sinner. I'm a sinner. Because I hold up the mirror. I hold up the mirror and confront the world. I am your mirror. Bit of Velvet Underground there. Anyway, thanks for watching. Hopefully I've annoyed you all, because that's what I'm here for. Don't forget to hate me. Don't forget to thumbs down the video. Don't forget to insult me in the comments, which I will then delete and block you. But if you do have an issue, tell me why. Let's be adult about it. Let's be adults. Because it's an hour before it's dark. Or as I prefer, enjoy yourself. It's later than you think. Enjoy yourself while you're still in the pink. Prog on.